Alright guys, I'll try to make this quick, but here we are at Wood County, which is where my old bus 147 was from. Got a lot of retirees here. I think everything except for the Thomas EFs are retired. Most of them are on public surplus as I'm filming this, but I'm interested in one or two of them, so doubt I'll get one, but I'll wait until after that to upload this just because, well, I don't want to give myself competition out there. But here we got 130. This is a 2003 All-American RE. 8.3 Cummins ISC, I think. I'll look when we get back there. But it doesn't run. It's got air conditioning. Of course, it's got the Allison MD3060. You can see some components here that are missing. But looks like it would have been a nice bus. But oh well. It says it needs a new motor. So back here are the big old 8D batteries. I called this morning to make sure I could come up here. It's a Monday morning. I'm going to go to Mike and B's after this because it's only about an hour up the road. I have to pass through here to get to Mike and B's. It's like on the way to Mike and B's from my house. So there we go, the ISC. Yeah, ISC Cummins. They said this one's got a bad engine, and of course the some of the components on the front are missing. But here we go. This is, of course, not one of the ones I'm interested in, but this is the last one I got pictures of. It's all of the All-Americans and two of the 3800s that are here that are online. 5 buses total. So, air conditioning, brown seats, brown floor. I love these old All-Americans. Of course, some of the air conditioning components have been taken apart, looks like. I guess I had to get something out of it for another bus. Probably one of its sisters. It has 2 sisters left in service, 128 and 129. I forget exactly how many miles are on it. Somewhere north of 220, I think. But here's switch panel, air conditioning, heater master switch, which is basically like the noise suppression switch, heated mirrors, momentary switch just like 147 was, which makes sense, it's the same school district, strobe light, fans, front and rear dome, and there's the dimmer for the rear dome lights. Windshield wipers over there, high idle headlights, panel dimmer, RPM up and down, cruise control, shifter. All the door and the warning lights and the master switch are all over here, which I love that about these old All-Americans. And there's that. And there's that. So that's 130. And it's got some jackknife air door, which I thought was really cool. So next on the list right here is 16. This is a 2000 model. I can hear somebody on the CB radio on one of those buses, one of those EFs. So 16, 2000 model, same thing, just with no air conditioning. Can't get inside of this one, and of course you can see this one need a new windshield and a new mirror. At least this is the 4-piece instead of the rounded like this one, so it'll be easier to get that made or find it to replace it. But mirror's cracked right there and bent right here, and this one's all bent out of shape, so you'd need new crossover and side view body mirrors. But these still have the tape on them from whenever they painted over the word wood. And this one's missing a battery panel door. Oh. Yeah, like I said, this one's locked up. They're not actually down here with me. They're at the maintenance garage up the road. They said if I needed keys or whatever, they could run them down to me, but honestly, I think I'll be good. I'd like to hear them run, but I'm not going to interrupt them throughout their day. But that was 16. Down here's 43. This is one of the ones I'm actually interested in. This is a 2002 All-American RE, and this one's in really good shape. It's got air conditioning too. Same deal here. ISC with air conditioning. You can see the 2 AC compressors. for the 2 AC units inside. So this one would be really neat to have. I doubt I'll get it. It's actually the only one last time I checked last night. I didn't check this morning or anything, but when I checked last night, this was the only one that had a bid on it. And today's Monday. The auctions end on Wednesday, so not much longer. All that's a swamp right there, so I'm not going to go walking through it, especially since I'm about to get in this one. But if I end up with it, it'd be really neat. It just needs all new rear tires because they're all kind of sketchy. But the good thing is I can wait on that because I can't get this thing on the road. After I bring it home, I can't get it on the road until the same time I get 23 historical tags, just because of the cost. So it's one thing I've got to consider whenever I buy these. Also, just the buying power of the money that I'd be spending on these. Like I said, I've got life expenses coming up. I said that in previous videos and live streams and stuff. Got some life expenses coming up. Don't even know if I should be buying another bus right now, but it's hard to find one of these in good shape in the specs that I want. Basically West Virginia spec, and has air conditioning. I wouldn't mind getting one from out of state, but I'd rather have one from West Virginia. So this one also has the air-powered jackknife door, like the rest of them. This one had an odometer replacement, so I don't know. They don't know what the actual mileage is, and I don't know what the actual mileage is. So there's that, and let's see. There's that, and there's that. So here's the inside, brown on brown, basic Wood County specs. Air conditioning. This one's got tinted windows though. And you can see this seat back here is missing, but it's right here. So I'm not sure why they took it off, but it's still in the bus. So maybe they replaced it. They just threw the old one from the other bus, whichever they replaced it from, they just threw it in here. Which I think these are the last ones anyways that even have brown seats. They have some special needs buses, but they're red seats and gray floor, so maybe some of them are brown seats, brown floor, I don't know. But yeah, so here's 43. This one I think would be really, really neat to have. I love these old All-Americans. I love driving them whenever we had some. I'd like to own one because I did try to buy one of ours, so. But here's the switches. Here's the AC switches. They're the knobs instead of the the switches themselves. Looks like this is cracked right here. I don't really care. That's fine. Looks like they fixed it. So basically the same switches in this one, except this one doesn't have the dimmer, which that could probably be installed. I've got an extra one. There's a cat hair on my phone. Get in, sit down, shut up, and hang on. I like that. I think the jackknife air door is really neat. I did, do this. You can hear the air coming out of there, so it is air operated. But let's see, there's a truck driving by. Pull this closed, which is really neat, and there's the lock. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I'll have to take a look at that. Well, there's nothing in the steps for it, but you can see there's a lever right here. I'm guessing you just have to pull that all the way out, but I don't know. Anyways, this is the other one I'm interested in, 97. It's 2004, basically exactly like 147, but as you can see, it's smaller. And it's got a 444 with an Allison 2000. This one's all locked up. Actually, the door's all the way shut, so I can't get it open. So I can't get inside of it, but, I trust them whenever they say, oh yeah, it's good. They said it has some rust holes in the floor around the rear axle, I think. But, I mean, that's no big deal. The steer tires might need replaced here soon. They're right at the wear markers, but it's fine. The rear tires, though, are practically brand new. So, that's what I worry about the most whenever I can do without a rear. I can probably get it home without, if I get a flat on the rear. Not ideal, but, possible. Steers are kind of harder to have go flat, but cost-wise, the rears are a lot easier. But this one, would have to stay the storage lot bus also until at least 2027, maybe 2029, depending on insurance costs. So, kind of keeps me from wanting to do it a little bit. But 444 Allison 2000, like I said before, basically exactly like 147 aside from the size and the drivetrain. So yeah, it looks exactly the same. Even has the same radio that 147 had. Huh. AM FM radio at least. There's some Zonar stuff in there and whatnot. Like I said, those Thomas EFs are not retired. As far as I'm aware, they've all got current inspections. This one, T74, of course, used to be their Bus 74, but it's a 2000 model, 444. I'm guessing a 545 or now 2000. Let's see here if I can see it. I can't see what the shifter says, but see, it's got the older switch panel in it. This one's got a lift, so it's got a flat floor, smaller tires, and they put some shelving in it. I don't know if you can see it in there. Kinda, yeah. But there's all this. I'm gonna call them back and ask if the AC blows. And 43, it runs and drives. So I noticed 97 was missing an oil cap. But other than that, it looked pretty good too. I'd like to get in it, but I'm not really too worried about it, especially since my budget's so low. If I somehow end up with it, then I'm not going to be out too much. I could sell it for the engine and take it up to Mike and B's or something and get basically what I have in it. 20A, I think this one was an 07. It already sold a while ago, and 78 is a 2004. This one was the mystery 2004 that I didn't know which one it was until I looked at the auction listings, and this one was it. You can tell I should have figured it out sooner because this one has the same lights that the other 04s did, and I think the 04s was the only ones to have these specific truck light LED lights. I think they're truck light, but yeah, that one's got red seats and gray floor, so the specs are a little different on it. Don't know why it's still here. It sold in like March or April, I think. Now it's July, so I'm guessing whoever bought it is probably from across the border somewhere and couldn't get it yet. I guess they're holding on to it, or maybe they're going to resell it. I don't know, but yeah, that's all the buses here, all the retirees, plus 4 in-service buses too. So whenever I was here a few weeks ago, 43 was parked on the end over here, so I guess whenever they painted it over, they moved it, but they didn't move 16 or 130. So maybe I'll just head up the street to the actual bus garage. They got a parking lot up here where they keep most of their stuff, but they got an actual maintenance facility up the road, so maybe I'll go up there and pop in and ask some questions about 43 and 97 here, and I guess that'll be about it. I'd like to have one or both of these. Probably if I end up only being able to get one, I want that one, but if that one goes too high, I'll start bidding on that one, but I highly doubt I'll get either of them. We'll see. But anyways, I guess that'll be about it. Thanks for watching.